So in this video, thought I'd talk about the ways that I use my phone and just why I love the Note series so much. When I bought my Note 3, I guess it's around 10 years ago, it was the best device I think that I had ever purchased in terms of all the things that it did in one device. So one goal that I've had for a while is to get everything down to one piece, because then there's only one thing to carry. And I have this set up so that I just tap the home button to open up, because I want instant access to things. One of the things that I like on the Note 8 that wasn't there on the Note, I think it was the Note 5 or 6, is that all I have to do is pull the pen out and I can start writing on a black screen with a white text. I can determine how big the text is. Maybe you can kind of see here. But I can write on the screen. I can tap the bottom and get another screen. And I can go for 100 pages of just note-taking and sketching, etc., without actually turning the phone on or doing anything. I just pull out the pen and it becomes a faster vehicle than a notepad. This works in airplane mode regardless of signal. So I can take notes. And when I'm done, I just click Save in Notes. And whatever I've done, 1 page, 2 pages, 50 pages, it's right there. The other thing that I like, about the Note series is, unlike any other pen, it's of course tucked into the phone itself. The other things that I do on this phone are, number one, listen to Audible books. I have 500 Audible books in my Audible library at the cost of $5,000. Now, that may sound like a lot, but the material that I've learned and implemented from Audible has saved me and made me more than $250,000 in the last 5 years alone. So $5,000 is not a lot if you're actually going to take action on what you're learning. So I'm always listening to probably 3, sometimes more Audible books. Some for business, some for personal, some for relationship, and so I work a lot with Audible. It's a great companion piece when you're working alone, driving, cooking, eating, etc. The other thing that I'll use from time to time is the voice recorder, if I want to take an audio note while driving, for example. And this app called HiQ, which is a free MP3 creator, I'll use that if I want to send an email to my virtual assistant. So I'll just click tap, could you look up the name of 3 stone quarries nearby and see if any of them carry this product and what the prices are per yard. I click stop. I'll go over to the file list right here. I'll click the last one, share, click send, and my assistant has got a note from me while driving and with minimal distraction with the phone. I'll also listen to TED Talks from time to time. This not particularly specific to the Note series, but I want on my home screen all of the stuff that I would normally use for business. So this includes a calculator. This one checks my voicemail at home. And so it's an app that when I call or when I open it up, I can see, do I have any voicemail on my home line? And I can listen to it and see what it is. The DU recorder is a screen recorder, and so the ability to make a video of what I'm watching and talk about it. That's sometimes useful for illustrating things for clients. then we've got Google Street View. WhatsApp is what I use to communicate with my crew currently. I used to use Skype, but WhatsApp seems to be a lot easier. So I'll make audio recordings and video recordings and then send it to the crew. And they'll send me photos of things that are going on the job site so that I'm kept up to date and ask me any questions. I'll get a little ding around that. And, then of course there's email, there's calendar. I don't like texting, and so I don't really do that. But of course that's available for clients that want that. Mobile bank deposits. Used to have to swing by Bank of America when putting a deposit in. Now just tap, scan the check, and deposit the check. Alarms if needed. And then there's also this thing called S-Note. And I would just observe that with the ability to zoom in and out, add a grid which can represent a scale, and then hide the grid layer, with the ability to do layers, something that is not as easy in paper landscape designs. With the ability to do different layers for electrical, you can create a site plan and then do a layer for landscape lighting, a layer for ground covers, a layer for key shrubs, a layer for trees, and then you can show the various layers at different points. And this can all be done in very easy sketch format. The other thing that I like with the Note series is I can open up the stylus. I can create a screen write concept where it just took a photo of the screen, then I draw on it a note, and then I can send that note to someone. I can also be watching a video or look at a Google image and make a note to a client. Do you see this planting right here? 1 to 10, how much do you like that? And I can send that off to them. And so this is a really great feature for capturing images. I've communicated, for example, this is also helpful in legal things when dealing with the city of or the town of Tiburon, for example, around was there an erosion problem on a steep hill right next to a Tiburon street. I can take a photograph of the area. I can say this is what we've done to stabilize it, send it to the road department, provide reassurance, provide awareness of what we're doing, because city officials tend to shut things down that they don't understand. And so, again, an educational tool. And then finally, I'm recording this video on a Note 9, which is one of my favorite recording devices. And I'm using Open Camera because it records front-facing at 60 frames per second in HD, which is a little bit more of a vibrant, recording experience than many phones. So the Notes tend to have terrific cameras, great screens, and so this is how I use my phone on a daily basis for business. What I have in here: driver's license, a couple of business cards, and a couple of credit cards. I run everything. This Bank of America Travel Rewards card is a useful card for getting a couple of free trips to Thailand, where I have an apartment. And so, I just run everything through this card, business and personal, and in that way maximize the simplicity. It's a little bit difficult for my bookkeeper. However, now that he knows all of the different places that I shop, as he's entering the data for tax purposes, automatically groceries and things like that, go in the personal side, and the other things go into the business side, and that's quite easily separated out. Of course, there's a tension between ideal bookkeeping and tax preparation and maximizing miles. That's just my particular solution. So the Note 8, I have a little magnetic thing on the back. It's a 4K camera when taking background shots, but I have a little magnet on the back, which then allows me to use it for GPS and searching while driving. There's a little dongle that catches it with the magnet, and in my truck there's an always-on outlet for charging it. So that completes the review of the best phone setup that I've found to date. Pretty easy to carry around. Case costs $10. Note 8s, which I think are a very viable choice, along with a Note 9. But you can buy, I think, pretty new or brand new Note 8s for around $500 at this point. They have everything pretty much that one needs to do all of this. The Note 10 Plus that just came out doesn't have a headphone jack, which is kind of irritating. I don't like being dependent on things charging. And I keep my phone in airplane mode most of the time, primarily because my joints in my fingers actually get sore when they're holding a 3G, 4G, or Wi-Fi device. And so I keep it in airplane mode most of the time, and then I'll just tap it out, when I need to make a call, and I'll use the speakerphone function, Google search, etc. So hope this helps. And if you have a setup that you like better for your business, share it below so we can all learn from you. And thanks for watching.